Hi, what's your name?
Mehul, my name is Mehul Pandit.
And Mehul, how old are you?
I'm 32.
32. Wow. What do you do for a living?
It's complicated.
Tell me all about it.
So, as you've come to one of my performances, so I sing. I'm a singer. I'm a musician, and I am more into the spiritual side of things. And now I sing at weddings. During the weddings, I explain the deeper significance of each and every vidhi. Why do we do things? So that's what I do, and I keep singing all along. Yeah.
What fascinated me at the wedding was engaging the audience because our rituals are so long for a wedding.
Yeah.
People don't have the capacity to sit through the whole 7 pheres, and what I noticed that people were just so hooked to you talking as well as singing. And I was like, I have to catch hold of you. So first of all, thank you for
My pleasure.
agreeing. Yeah.
Pleasure is mine.
So what got you into this?
So since I was a child, I was intrigued with the things that why are we doing this puja? Why are we doing these rituals? Or what is consciousness? Why are people so much into like what is soul? What is soul actually? So slowly it led me to my favorite thing in life, which is reading the great saints of India like Kabir Das ji or Guru Nanak, Bulle Shah or Meera. So I started reading them, and I always used to think, what exactly are they trying to say through their poetry? What is the deeper significance? What is the deeper meaning to these things? So slowly, singing was always there for me. So I started sharing during my live performances. I started sharing that, this is the deeper meaning of things, and people started loving it as much as the singing part. Then they started saying, why don't you do it at the weddings? Because it's such a pious atmosphere. I said, yeah, why not? And I started doing it, and here I am. People are loving it, and I'm traveling all around doing this.
And how old were you when you started this?
Honestly, since I was a child, I had a thing for, as I said, this. But professionally, I would say I started maybe the spiritual side of things. I started doing it since I was a child again. Maybe earning from it would be, let's say, 8-9 years, and weddings would be like 3-4 years now.
Yeah. So how do people approach you? Because to me, I saw you at a wedding, and it was like, let me get this youth. He looks young, and get him for my channel. So tell me.
Mostly people approach me through Instagram, or it's through event companies, or it's word of mouth. Let's say you heard me, now you tell this to 3 people or 4 people, and then they call me. So this is how it happens. So if you really touch them, if you really touch anybody in the depth, your work is done basically. It could be through a social media, or it could be through live performances they attend. And that's how, we get more gigs.
So do you think if a youth is wanting to do what you're doing, do you have any recommendations, or do you have any suggestions for them, or what does it take for them to do what you do?
Honestly, the best suggestion I can give is just go with the flow. Nobody taught me this, and my expression is very original. So life has its own ways, I think one can really let themselves loose, and life is always moving in the forward direction. It will take you. So I will not say you can read this, you can read that. That's all technical. But I would say just go with the flow in life, and life will take you there. I mean, there's so many. When I was a child, I used to ask people about different things in music, and all that I would only understand that on a very intellectual level, but it would not go deeper than that. But when you learn from your own experiences or for your own heart's calling, then things make deeper sense to you. And when they make deeper sense to you and you tell about them to others, they touch them very deeply. That's how it works. So the best suggestion I can give is just live life sincerely, and life itself takes you in the right direction.
Wonderful. You mentioned that people can connect you through social media. So you have a big presence, I'm assuming?
It's, probably the biggest in my family, but not so big. But I think it's just a number. I mean, talking about commercially, I'm pretty busy. But I don't have that many followers on Instagram, but I think I'm not running after followers. I'm really happy. I have nothing to complain about, or how should I say? I don't have any. I would say I'm maybe gone beyond the number game, and I'm enjoying the shows that I'm in right now.
It's just fascinating listening to a youth giving wisdom. That's just beautiful. I think that's what, we need more of. So other than the wedding singing that you do, what other singing do you do? And I remember you playing the guitar and matching the chords with your music, the musicians.
Yeah. No, I do everything. This is, I would say, the spiritual side of thing is not because of music, it's because of my own interests. But musically speaking, I do everything. I've studied in the best of the universities in the world. And I do all sorts of music. I love doing the Bollywood, this thing. I do, of course, the pheres. And I also love doing satsangs where, I'm singing bhajans. And mind you, in India, bhajans are not just, how could you say? Like bhajans are full of practical wisdom in India. That's what, all those masters of India have given to us, like in short couplets, the deepest secrets of this universe. So I like that very much. And of course, the Naam Geet, or where there's just chanting of God's name, because it creates a certain amount of, how do you say, intoxication when you repeat the same name of God again and again, or mantra again and again. And the vibrations, they cleanse something within you. So I love doing all that. And of course, as I said, I love English song because I studied in, as I said, many universities. So I'm exposed to a lot of music and I love it all.
So talking about studies, where did you go to school or college?
I studied in Meerut. I studied in St. Mary's, very famous school. Then I was very lucky to get selected to study in KM Music Conservatory, which is the brainchild of A.R. Rehman. So I was selected. I studied under him for almost 2-3 years.
Wow.
Then I studied a little bit at Berkeley, a little bit at NUS, National University of Singapore. But, again, as I said, all that study is important, but at the end of it, as I said, life has its own ways. It'll take you, don't fight back. And you'll eventually form some style of your own. And if you're lucky enough, some people might like it.
Well, you're sitting in front of someone who loved it.
Very much.
Talk about something that stands out in your experience that you would love to share in terms of it may be challenges or just pure joy.
So, my teacher, Mr. Rehman, said something very beautiful once. He said, when you're doing it, it's a cliche, but again, he said, when you're really in love with what you do, challenges are not challenges. It's just one more step to be, walked across. So he said, if you will be in love with what you will do. You'll always be updated because you love it so much. And you will never be feeling old. There's something so nice. So I guess, I'm sure, I see the same youth in you because you have this thing to know. So he said, if you're in love with what you do, you'll never feel old, and always you'll be at the top, because then challenges will never be challenges. It will be like, wow, I need to learn this. This is so nice. So the same mind could interpret this as, you have to learn something new, you have to be always updated. Whereas it could also say, wow. So, I mean, as I said, of course, you asking me about maybe some incidents or a challenge. But looking back now, as they say, I've looked at clouds from both sides now. From up and down, it's clouds illusion. It's an illusion. There's no challenge as such. It's just different opportunities, I would say. So I don't recall anything. Honestly, my life has been really, there are ups and downs, but I would say I'm grateful. It's been a great journey, and I don't see things as a challenge for me.
So I see a lot of wisdom coming out of this youth. And I think that's something I would love for youth of today to have, because there is a lot of youth out there. And I'm not talking just India, I'm just talking, across the globe, who don't get the opportunities. And there are others who get the opportunities and they don't know there's an opportunity.
Yeah. You're right, actually. I think opportunity is there everywhere. It's just that we are not aware of it. I really wish, I'm not saying I'm, completely aware of things. I'm also sleeping on so many things. But I think I've had great teachers to make me wake up and see things and, work on them. And now you could some people call it a situation to work on, but some people can call it an opportunity.
I'm just so impressed that I'm seeing wisdom come out of you. And not many, youth, although I've talked to a lot of youth across, different countries, what I've seen is when you put them on the spot to think, some of them just give you such beautiful answers. And it's amazing. And what I'm seeing is a lot of wisdom coming out of you. And I'm hoping that, the youth of today is what I see in you. I have a few questions I usually ask the youth.
Sure.
And I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
If you had the power and money.
No. I don't have both.
and I'm saying if you had it all, right? What would you do with it for our country?
First of all, I would remove this illusion of country because we are one big family. And the problem arises when you define your borders and say, hey, this is mine. Then automatically the neighbor becomes an enemy. Sooner or later, because you will have something else that you're thinking and they'll have some other philosophy. However, when you treat the world as one big village, then it's a different story. So if I had the power, really, forget about money. Money comes later. But if I had the power, I would remove these concepts of
divisions,
be it caste, creed, color, ethnicity. And actually, Indians have been long thinking about it. That's why, we have the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means one world family. If I get the power, I would first of all remove this. It has created enough problems already for everybody. And yeah.
So, well said. If you had money and resources, what would you do with it for yourself?
I don't have many desires for myself except for just traveling the world. And by the grace of God, I've traveled a lot. So if I had the money, I find happiness in doing something for others. So I would like to, help the world. That's it. I mean, for me, I think I have enough for me to just keep living this life as long as I keep getting shows to perform, because that's for me the center of my life. I really love doing that very much.
Beautiful. How do we eradicate poverty from across the globe?
Um, I feel that poverty has to also do with poverty in mind. And because you can financially help them, educate them. This is one way of eradicating, but I don't know if you can eradicate the poverty which is there in the head. Because when it gets into the head, and I've seen this a lot in India, that they are just comfortable in being like this because they get advantages. So I think we should maybe tap there and, as I said, financially help them. But if somebody starts enjoying that, I'm still figuring out a way how to remove it from head.
Beautiful. How do you have a dream for the youth of the world?
Yeah, I do have a dream. As I said, I wish this politics, and not in a bad way, politics can be good also. I wish this changes, the identities of this is mine or this is not. So I think if we remove these barriers and boundaries, world will be a beautiful place to live in. It still is as it is, but I think it will be even better, and that can only happen, as Osho said, that you have to teach meditation to entire generation to eradicate these things, terrorism, and all these things. Because a person who meditates can never think of harming anyone else. So I think that's the greatest contribution of India to the world is meditation. That it's something very fragile, a very sensitive inside you blossoms, and a person who meditates is only thinking about welfare of others, and hence the world can become a best place. So that would be my desire for the youth. If everybody could learn meditation, make this world much more loving and peaceful.
Lovely. What's your all-time favorite movie?
There are too many. I like The Scent of a Woman. I like Gladiator. Rande Vasanti, Barfi. They're all great, great movies. There are too many.
You like watching movies?
I like watching movies. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So if you were to travel anywhere you have not traveled yet, what would that place be?
This in New Zealand is beautiful. I've never been there. It has all the beautiful mountains and the best beaches and caverns and all that. I've never been there. I wish to go there, but there are too many beautiful places in the world, including India. I wish we could keep our country cleaner everywhere. It's a paradise, really. Croatia, Italy, everything is beautiful. However, I think beauty has to do with how quiet your mind is. If your mind is quiet, even in the worst situation, in the worst surrounding, you will feel beautiful. So
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah. So that's my answer.
Beautiful. One question. How much do you know about Elvis Presley?
He's a very important pillar in our music industry, really. I know quite a lot, and I really love the fact how he was a great musician, but at the same time, the way he combined music with glamour, I think it took the music scene to a different level. I really, really respect him. I sing some of his songs in my live sets sometimes.
You do?
Yeah.
Which one?
I really love this one. The famous one which I sing, the love song, Can't Help Falling in Love with You. It's one of my favorite songs.
You mind singing?
Yes, I might.
So overall, I think, you had talked about your love for music.
Yeah.
Is there any music that you really, really love and you want the audience to know?
I think music is a gift from divine, and in all its shades is beautiful. So I wish everybody listens to every form of music without any prejudice, as I said, towards any caste, creed, culture, color. So, and I think music is one of the best mediums to go beyond all this. We've been listening to Michael Jackson's music since we were children. Elvis Presley, all these people. There's so many African artists we used to listen to, Arabic music. We didn't even know how to pronounce the names of these people, but we connect with them totally because music is beyond all these identities. So I feel every kind of music is worth listening to, honestly.
You had mentioned about one song that stood out to you. What was that song? I think it was from A.R. Rehman.
Yeah, it's the old song, which I mean, it's the philosophy that I live, that philosophy, and I wish everybody could live. It's a simple song about love being the center of life rather than power or money. And it says, प्यारे पंछी राहों में गाती कोयल का बाहों में धरती पे यही तो खुशी है अपनी दुनिया में आंसू ही नहीं है. It says that the greatest joys have been given to everybody, but people are too busy in making more and more money or getting more and more power. Like the songs of the birds are free for everybody. This beautiful breeze outside is free for everybody. The sunset and the sunrise are free for everybody. The greatest pleasures are already given. And then it says, "Choti choti in kutiyan mein swarg hai, yahan chote chote dil mein behta pyar ka ye jharna." So it says that the people who lives in these huts have the biggest hearts, and through these hearts come out the biggest waterfalls of love in which you can drench. And then it says something so beautiful, my favorite line, that ye pyar hi kafi hai, koi paisa waisa kya karna.
Yeah.
That this love which is coming out of the heart is more than enough to live the most beautiful life. There's no place for tears or money.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How beautiful.
I really love that song from my childhood too.
Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you.
Pleasure is mine.
Wisdom has just, has been flowing like your love that you talk about. Thank you for taking
my pleasure. Pleasure is mine, and I'm nothing but a parrot. I'm just learned it from the greatest masters. I'm very lucky that way.
Thank you for your time and good luck. And do you want to tell me all the social media presence?
Yeah, you can maybe Mehul Pandit Music is on Instagram. You can search me on YouTube, Mehul Pandit. Yeah.
Okay, so Instagram, you have a YouTube channel, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And anything else?
Those two are,
okay.
I guess.
All right. Well, thank you again.
My pleasure.
And we'll be hearing a lot from you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks to you. This is awesome.